Are we live? So, hello everyone. Welcome if you are new to this channel. Welcome back if you love me. I love you too. We are here for the new moon in Taurus. These are the wealth of your wildest dreams reading. And timestamps will be in the description once the live is over. But before I get into the secret code names, I did want to touch on the actual stuff going on with this new moon and why it is such a huge deal. Okay. Secret code names, by the way, are Mary, Poppins, Juniper, Snowman, Avalanche, and Swan Song. All right. Again, they will be timestamped once the live is done. But I did want to talk briefly about this energy. So if you look right here, this is my AstroGold app. Okay. Let's see if it'll focus in on there for me. You can do it, camera. You can do it, camera. There we go. So this is what the chart looks like. All right. Per the actual peak of the, let's see if I can steady my arm here for just a second. Okay. Per the peak of the new moon around 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. Now, this moon has tons of big energy. All right. First off, the new moon itself is happening at the 28th degree of Taurus, which in and of itself is big, because whenever you get into like the last 2 degrees, especially the last degree, things tend to be really powerful, and often because the old energy is on its way out. Okay, so all of the stability and reliability and abundance of Taurus is clean slating essentially for this Gemini energy coming in. In addition, the Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Aquarius opposition, okay, is hardcore, and it's being T-squared by Jupiter. Okay, hard squared by Jupiter. Jupiter is at 0 degrees Taurus. It is squaring Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius. And Pluto is opposing that 29-degree Mars in Cancer, which is going to click into 0 degrees Leo and set fire. Okay. Set fire to the rain, right? It's going to be singing Adele. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? The energy is big. Okay. Now, squares are challenges that we need to rise to. Oppositions are integrations. Okay, they are polarities that require integration. So we have this Mars Cancer energy with this Pluto Aqua energy. And Pluto, of course, is retrograding, right? And it's being challenged by Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, fresh in Taurus, this is where the challenge lies, right? Now, if you get distracted, it's going to pull you away from the integration, which means you have failed the lesson and karma is going to ensue at some point, okay, to redirect you. The distraction or lower energy with Taurus is laziness and gluttony, as well as a focus on money in the pursuit of greed, right? Money in the pursuit of greed. Wanting it without having earned it, okay? Wanting more without there being any validation for you to have more or even maintain what you have, okay, or what you're receiving, because there are some people who receive and don't deserve, okay? They just don't. We're talking, and a great example, right? Hey, Story. A great example would be someone at your job. You know, maybe you and them get paid the same amount of money, same hourly rate, but you bust your ass and work hard and they don't. And they disappear for an hour and they fuck off. And, you know, you're over here getting paid the same amount of money. And it's just like, Where's your incentive to keep working hard, right? When someone else is getting paid the same amount of money and they just bullshit, right? So there's a lot of things coming up challenging you with this, right? Challenging you with this. Now, the light attributes that would keep you in alignment, right? Rising to the challenge with Jupiter being at 0 degrees Taurus is to remember gratitude, to remember slow and steady wins the race, right? To not be a bull that sees red, but to kind of rein it in and re-steady yourself. Especially when your feelings are being set off, right? Because Mars is in Cancer at 29 degrees. Your feelings are being set off. And it's really hard to stay detached when you're seeing the higher perspective with Pluto here, okay, in Aquarius. Aquarius asks you to stay detached through the transformation. It's asking you to be patient. Elise, I already know how you feel about that word. Okay. But it's requiring you to be patient, especially when you feel the need to, or feel the temptation to pop off emotionally. Okay. It's having to reset and recenter and remember to be grateful and reliable, right? Grateful and reliable. And this is not about other people, right? This is not about your ability to be dependable or reliable for other people. It's your ability to remain reliable and dependable for yourself, right? That other people's energy is not going to take you out of your sweet spot, that other people's choices are not going to take you out of your sweet spot, your energy. They're not going to take your peace, okay? Just because other people are being fucking lazy, or other people are unreliable, or other people feel like they're entitled, or other people are completely detached and don't give a fuck, right? As triggering as it can be, that people do not care as much as you. You've got to be able to depend on yourself, rely on yourself, and make your highest good choices. Once Mars clicks into Leo, okay, the ego and or the pride of the self is going to kick into high gear. High gear. Matter of fact, it'll be in there tomorrow. It'll be in there tomorrow. Okay, the moon will be in Gemini on Juno at same time tomorrow. And we're going to have this restored connection on a heart space level to what we're really loyal to in the reality. And at the end of the day, no one likes being made to feel like they're a fucking fool. Okay. Bottom line, no one likes to feel like they're being made a fool of. Whether that's in working dynamics or relationship dynamics, right? Romantic dynamics, friendship dynamics, family dynamics, it doesn't matter. If someone's been being taken advantage of or taken for granted, and people are putting way too much weight on the bull's back to carry, the bull's going to get pissed. The trick is to not actually let yourself flip that switch and see red and become irate. Because then what happens is people hold it against you. They hold it against you that you lost your cool, you lost your shit, you snapped, you went off like a cannon, you were a volcano, you were destructive, and it ruins the actual reason why you're popping off like a fucking volcano. Because it didn't just happen out of nowhere. Okay. But you don't want the reason why you're actually popping off to be negated. So don't pop off and allow the reason to speak for itself. You simply choose what's in your highest good with these energies, okay? If we're looking at all of the different characters or energies involved in this, right? Because the sun and moon are sextiling Mars and trining Pluto. Jupiter is squaring those two. Lilith is also involved. She's squaring the sun and moon from 26 degrees Leo. And she's pulling Eris into the mix. She's trining on Eris, which is the archetypal goddess of disharmony and discord and strife and mischief, right? She's mischief and mayhem. Lilith is pulling Eris into the mix with the trine. Okay. And to be fair, Eris is pulling Ceres in on it. Now, Ceres, the way I look at Ceres energy, because Ceres is a super protective, very creative energy. She's also extremely fucking bitter and cold when she doesn't get her way. And Eris is calling her in, which can only mean Eris is playing on the cold aspect, the bitter aspect of Ceres, who is also semi-sextiling Lilith. Okay. We've got these energies going on that are tempting into self-abandonment. And when I say self-abandonment, I legit mean putting yourself on the back burner to everything else, including your respect, right? Your self-respect. It's on the back burner. Hold yourself in high regard. Hold yourself to a high standard. Don't lose your shit. It's okay if you get real fucking close, but don't lose it. It's okay if you get really fucking close to losing your shit. Don't lose it, though. God knows I almost lost my shit at work today. Almost lost my shit. Pulled it right back in. Like, nope. And I let my own pullback, my own action speak for itself. The fact that I withdrew spoke for itself. Do not feed the, what's the word I'm looking for? Provocative immaturity of other people. Do not let them provoke you. Do not let them provoke you. Immature energy. Immature people are going to be like, come on, let's get your shadow out. Let's get your temper out. Come on. Let's get you pissed. I want to see you snap. Come on, you could do it. Immature people are going to be obstinate, right? We're talking about Taurian shadows. They're going to be obstinate. They're going to be lazy. They're going to feel entitled. They're going to poke and prod to get you to lose your shit so that you're the bad guy. They want an excuse. They want an excuse. People want an excuse with this Lilith Eris trine. People want an excuse to vilify you. They want you to give them a reason. A reason. Give them a reason. Give them a reason. Put yourself in the wrong and give them a reason to run that victim mentality home. Yup. Trust me, Kelly, I know. Give them a reason to say you are the bad guy. Because they will play that. They will run that into the ground. And they will not stop until you legit can't take it anymore. Because it'll be too late. They provoke you into losing your shit. I'm telling you right now with these energies. They provoke you into losing your shit. You're not going to have any other choice but to either leave situations with them entirely because they won't drop it. They will always bring up how you this and you that when you lost it. No matter how responsible for it they were, they will not take ownership of why you popped off. You will just be the asshole or the bitch for popping off, okay? They will never own why they did. And they will always throw it back in your face. The only way out of it is to completely cut them out of your life, completely. Which, to be completely fair, ain't a horrible thing, because if they're that kind of person, they're only dragging your energy down with a ball and chain anyway. They're only halting your manifestation anyway. The only other way to get them out of that cycle, besides leaving completely, is to go ice cold. Ice cold, series, ice cold. Now you're bitter. Now you're bitter because they pushed you over an edge. That's the quincunx, right? The quincunx from Ceres to Eris. It's the only wild card way out of that is to go completely ice cold and freeze over. Whatever you were doing for them, you don't do it anymore. Whatever you were providing, and I mean ice cold like dead of winter. Nothing's growing. You'll have to pull back every energetic resource that they were feeding off of you. If you were giving them money, you got to stop. If you were buying them things, you got to stop. If you were picking up their slack, you got to stop. If you were cutting them a break, right? You got to stop. If they have responsibilities, you got to get on them. Yo, this isn't done. Why is this not done? Yo, you said you were going to do that. That's not done. This is your job. It's not done. This was your mistake. You got to fix it. I'm not fixing your mistakes anymore. I'm not doing your job anymore. I don't want to hear that you're tired. I'm tired. Right? Whatever energy you're giving, staying calm, cool, and collected, going ice cold. It's the only other way short of cutting them off completely. Although, to be fair, I personally would cut them off completely. Anybody like that, why make time for someone like that? They're a child in an adult body. They're a child. An antagonistic, lazy, entitled, self-righteous child who literally is just distracting you from whatever else you need to do in life, whatever your priorities are. They're definitely not in your highest good. They're not a part of your dream. Like, don't kid yourself. Because if that's the way they are, chances are they are not going to change. They're just not. People have to want to change. And usually people only want to change after you've left them. And if you go back, after they've quote unquote changed, they will revert. Chances are they will revert to their old fucking ways. Okay? Chances are. Is that a guarantee that they're going to revert back to their old ways? Of course not. Because I believe in miracles. Everything is possible. Okay? Miracles can fucking happen. However, let's not kid ourselves. Okay? Let's not kid ourselves. Especially if they've got really young placements that they haven't learned from yet. And when I say young placements, I mean like Aryan energy, right? For example, Aries is the first sign. It's the baby of the zodiac. Like typically strong Aries placements, there's a childlike nature to Aries, and sometimes it's a beautiful thing, and other times it's really fucking annoying. It's really fucking annoying. Like Aries moon's got a fucking temper. They got a fucking temper. Aries moon's got a fucking temper, and it always comes out at the wrong time or at the wrong person for the wrong reasons. They jump the gun. Aries moon, shadow, they jump the gun. They will jump down somebody's fucking throat. And they don't know when to let up. They don't know when to let up. Mars retrograde in Aries can be unfaithful as hell. And if they don't fucking heal that, then you're dealing with a fucking hoe bag. Male or female, don't fucking matter. Depending on what else is aspecting on that placement, right? Depending on what else is aspecting on the placement to mature it up a little bit. Young energy. Almost anything in a detriment or shadow in any given sign, to be completely fair, could be deemed as childish. Like we're talking about Taurian energy. Lazy, indignant self-righteousness is kind of like a child. Well, you're my parent and I want ice cream, so you have to buy it for me. Or I'm going to throw a tantrum until you do. And you're trying to parent like, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't just throw a fucking tantrum and get your way. And they're like, bet. Dealing with a child. They don't want to clean up their toys. They just want to cry and cry and cry and scream until they get what they want. It doesn't work like that, right? Gemini can play these crazy mind games, right? Word games, trickery. It's a shadow of Gemini. They could be manipulative, okay? Literally playing tricks. Saying some serious shit and be like, oh, I didn't even mean it. Oh, whatever. Why you got to take it so serious? Be like, bitch, because your word's fucking cut. Oh, you're just a baby. Bitch, I ain't a baby. What you fucking talking to me like that for? You know what I mean? Like, so listen, this energy has its fucking challenges. This energy has its challenges. Mars in Cancer at 29 degrees is not a fucking happy placement. It's not. It's not. It is trigger fucking happy and it's emotional. Okay. Mars in Cancer at 29 degrees is emotional and it's trigger happy. Set me off. I'm a landmine. Set me off. Step on me. Watch what happens. Right? Give me a reason. Give me a reason. People want to see people explode. They want to see it. If you are not in alignment, you're going to let someone set you off. And they're going to fucking love it because you just literally bought into whatever bullshit trap they were laying. Whether they are consciously aware of the trap they were setting or not. Because it's got self-sabotage written all over it. Jupiter is not far from the nodes at all. At all. Matter of fact, the nodes are at 3 degrees. Taurus and Scorpio. Jupiter's at 0 degrees. It's well within Jupiter's fucking 7 to 10 degree orb, okay? Jupiter is opposing South Node. Whether you realize it or not, because Scorpio is all about secrets and some things that are hidden, you let somebody set you off and it's going to be an energetic trap. You will sabotage the shit out of yourself. Trust me, I wanted to pop off on some really honest shit today at work. I probably would have ended up being the one written up. I would have absolutely gotten in trouble for it. And any promotion or whatever else that I wanted would have been completely fucking flushed because obviously I can't hold my shit together in stressful situations with little fucking children getting paid to do grown-up things. Would have lost my job. Would have lost my job. Being brutally fucking honest, right? If I let someone actually set me off. The triggers are there. You can get close, but do not lose your shit. Okay? Do not lose your shit. It is impossible with this energy not to be triggered. It's impossible with the energies not to get triggered. Do not allow yourself to explode. You do what you got to do tomorrow, okay? You do what you got to do this weekend. You do what you got to do next week when Mars hits Leo, Okay, you can hit the ground running and do whatever you got to do, but do not pop off. All right. That's just the cosmic energies. Okay, now we will get into the readings. So, for those of you not familiar with the secret code names and what they are, these are people's personal readings. They purchased them. It's their readings. They know which secret code name is theirs. Mary Poppins belongs to an individual. It's their reading. The beauty of these secret code names is that anybody can resonate to them. And because we're all divinely connected in this beautiful web of humanity and our energy, chances are if you resonate to a secret code name, you're drawn to one of them stands out to you, that there is likely a message in there for you, that you're going through a similar energy pocket or thread or lesson. Okay, so keep it in mind. Again, the secret code names are Mary Poppins, Juniper, Snowman, Avalanche, and Swan Song. And I will have all of this stuff time-stamped for you afterwards. I was guided to, let me move this out of the way. I was guided to my Wildwood Tarot and my Vice Versa Tarot. I was inspired by the Taurian energy and then this opposition type energy with Mars and Pluto. All right. And then I put together, I usually have my Universe Has Your Back deck and my Power of Love cards mixed, but I separated them and put in my Super Attractor cards instead. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, because this is the Wealth of Your Wildest Dreams themed readings, wealth, whether it is a wealth of love, a wealth of money, a wealth of fill in the blank, it comes from the heart chakra. A wealth of anything is an abundance of something. So abundance resonates at the heart chakra. Love resonates at the heart chakra. Money resonates at the heart chakra. You don't get one without the other. And I'm not just talking about loving other people. I'm talking about loving yourself and loving yourself enough to love certain other people who are loving you. Because you can love somebody a whole lot, but if they're not really loving you back and they're saying words, but their actions aren't following through with that, you're not in alignment with abundance. You're not in alignment with wealth. You're pouring your energy into someone who is not reciprocating. Okay? When we talk about the heart chakra and the heart chakra being fucking lit, attracting money and reciprocity from all directions. When we're talking about the heart chakra, you got to love yourself. If you are not good to you, you're not good to anybody. You got to love yourself. And you got to love the people who are loving you. Your actions have to love the people whose actions are loving you. Okay? There's two ways to love yourself. By doing as you're guided in your life that help your soul feel full, right? Being of purpose and reciprocity. Two ways to love yourself. You can love yourself by doing what you love, and you can love yourself by loving the people that love you. You are doing yourself a great service, loving the people whose actions love you. Because what happens when you love someone and show gratitude to someone and consideration to someone who is showing you love and gratitude and consideration? They do it more. And so they fill in all of the gaps and all of the blanks that you can't fill because, human, they catch the slack. They hold it up. Loving yourself, loving the people who are loving you. Okay. So that's the focus, because if you're not in alignment with that, you're not in alignment with abundance. You're not in alignment with the wealth of your wildest dreams. You've got to love yourself enough to love the people who love you and do as you're guided in this life. Doing what you love, what makes you happy, what makes you feel at ease. All right. That includes doing a job you love, right? Loving the self, doing a job you love. Because if you're working and it feels like drudgery, You're not really in alignment with higher manifestations of wealth and abundance. If you don't love your job for whatever reason, please start applying for different jobs and seeing what's out there. Please turn a hobby into something that you can actually maybe make some money off of and see how it goes. Just switch it up and try something different. And if your job sucks and your romantic life sucks and the people that you're pouring all your love and investment into are not reciprocating and you need a complete reset, then please give yourself permission to completely reset. Have faith and trust that the universe will catch you if you jump. It's okay. The universe will catch you if you jump. And if you think it's impossible, you will never jump. Go beyond fear and the idea of impossible. Because if you want to change your life, the first thing you're going to have to change is your submitting to fear. The first thing you have to do is stop being afraid and submitting to fear. Like there's this saying, I would rather die on my feet than on my knees or whatever it is. Like I would rather die standing on my feet than on my knees. Like every time you give in to fear, you're literally on your fucking knees. Don't do that. Fear will never, ever get you where you actually want to be. Giving into fear will never actually improve your life. Giving into fear will never help you grow. Or the lives of the people that you love, it will never help them grow. Fear doesn't serve your highest good. It never has. And it never will. You really don't want to leave this life feeling like you gave in to fear at the end of it all. And that your whole life passed you by and you settled for fear. And all the pain and the stress and the suffering that came along with it. It's not worth it. You want the wealth of your wildest dreams, which is essentially the life that you've always dreamed of having. And all of our dreams for our ideal lives are different. Some of us want to be business owners. Some of us, fear is imagination. It's not real. Yeah, it's not real. It's just something in your way. It's just something in your way. It's just an obstacle. I forget what I was saying. That is exactly true. That is exactly true story. Yeah, fear. No world leader ever got elected because they were afraid to run. They were afraid they'd lose. No CEO of any big company was ever afraid to make an investment or afraid to take a leap of faith. No one rich and famous today didn't take some kind of leap of faith. Some kind of, trust in themselves, trust that it'll all work out because it wouldn't sit right in their soul if they didn't. Anybody who has gotten anywhere in this life had to put fear to the side and take leaps on something. What if Albert Einstein never took a leap of faith on the discoveries that he made in science for fear that they might be rejected by the scientific collective, the scientific body, that people would judge it? Scientific journals. Like, what if he was afraid? What if people were afraid to invent things? Like the telephone. What if they were afraid, right? Alexander Graham Bell. What if they were afraid? Well, maybe people will think it's stupid. It's so stupid it'll never catch on. What if they were afraid? Everything we have in this life was created by someone who was unafraid to create it. Think about that. Every single thing in this life was created by someone who was not afraid to create it. You can never create it if you're afraid. It'll never be created. Fear will stop every creation, every single one. So if you want to create a better life, you can't be afraid to create it. You can't be afraid to go for it. You can't be afraid to take a chance on it. You got to be able to say, fuck it, I'm going all in. Fuck it. What do I have to lose? What do I really have to lose? Because if you're not fucking happy, it's not worth keeping. It's not worth keeping. So, let's get into these messages. Mary Poppins. Really, I'm going to have to timestamp my rant. I'm going to have to timestamp my rant. All right. Mary Poppins. I'm going to start with the guidance cards first and then pull some insight with the other two decks. All right. So for secret code name Mary Poppins and those who are drawn to it or resonate to it. What is the reminder for them? When I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. It is recognizing what is within your control and what is not within your control. You have to know what's in your control. Like, no matter how much we love someone, sometimes we can't force them to heal. And so you have to allow yourself, right, the ability to detach and let faith take the wheel because it's above your pay grade. You can't make them heal. You have to be patient and trust that they will heal and that the universe will do for you what you cannot. What is within your control and what is not within your control. Because if you're stressing out about or worrying about people or things that are beyond your control, then you're not actually focusing on your own abundant energy. You're focusing on someone else's lack, their lack of a healed state, focusing on someone else's lack, which is in turn sending out that energetic signal to the universe of lack from you. Because you're focusing on someone else's lack. Spirit, I know I can't do it. So I'm going to take my hands off it. And I'm just going to do what I need to do for myself and what I'm in control of. I'm going to focus on me and trust that you can do what I can't. I'm going to trust that you can do what I can't. Right. So. Insight, please. Insight, please. For Mary Poppins. And it was interesting because when I got the secret code name, Spirit showed me the scene where she was pulling the different things out of her bag and helping them clean up and stuff. Like everything was disappearing and cleaning up by like magic, right? And she was setting things up inside the house, and the children were fascinated by her, right? And she was getting them to believe. It was the first time really in the movie that she was getting them to believe in impossible things. And I think that's kind of the magic or the medicine that you need to allow for yourself right now. Right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. And so it's like, believing in faith. Believing in faith in what you can't see. Right. Releasing control. Insight. For Mary Poppins. Secret code name Mary Poppins. Got the King of Arrows. The Kingfisher. Which reminds me of what is that card? Thanks, Kelly. It was actually a gift. One of my birthdays a while ago. Yeah, I love it too. It's in my one book. Her husband's name was Six. Ceyx. Alcyone. They were turned into kingfishers, right? This deck. Alcyone and her husband were turned into kingfishers after, well, Zeus kind of destroyed Alcyone's husband, and then she threw herself into the sea, right? In faith. She was just doing as she was guided, right? Didn't want to be without him. The love that she had for him was so high, right? They were in a high love dynamic, and Zeus was irritated by them because they were referring to each other as Zeus and Hera. And so Zeus got annoyed and completely sunk Alcyone's husband's ship. And when she got word, she threw herself into the sea to be with them. And moved by such an act, Zeus ended up taking mercy on them both and transformed them into kingfishers, which is how kingfishers originally started, right? But mythology-wise, anyway. The King of Arrows is the King of Swords in this particular deck. Okay. What else? We've got the Eight of Arrows in reverse, which is good because that's struggle. That's struggle in reverse. We've also got the Four of Vessels, Four of Cups, which is boredom. And the King of Bows, or the King of Wands, which is the adder snake. I feel like there's more. And the Pole Star, card number 17. All right. Bottom of the deck is the 9 of Stones. Top of the deck is the Lovers. Let's get some clarities for you. Got the 5 of Wands on the King of Arrows. I feel like that has a lot to do with this energy of being conflicted because you probably want to be kind of cutting. The Knight of Pentacles, back face and in reverse, clarifying that 8 of Arrows. Eight of Wands, clarifying the 4 of Vessels. 2 of Coins, back face, clarifying the King of Bows. And the Page of Wands, clarifying the Star. Ace of Wands on top, 9 of Coins on bottom. So now we have the 9 of Coins twice on the top and bottoms of the decks. I think a part of you just seriously wants to burn all this shit down. I feel like with this energy, you're conflicted because at some point you sacrificed a lot for this person. And I think it's infuriating to feel like whatever you invested in this person, the idea that it was for nothing, right? I think the idea that it was for nothing is infuriating. Because you might have banked on someone's rising and they never rose, right? Or invested in some kind of healing with someone and they either never healed or they digressed, right? And now we have this 8 of Swords, Knight of Coins reversed energy. So even though the struggle is released and you're clear, right? Clarity, seeing clearly that it was a wasted effort. I don't think you actually know what to do, though. I think at this point, whoever this is pertaining to, I think you know that it's not stagnation. And I say it's not stagnation because stagnating implies that there's an opportunity to move or grow. I think that what you're clear on is that this person is not, they're not actually changeable, right? It's not stagnant. It's immovable. And there is a difference. Like a river can be flowing extremely slow and it could be damn near running dry. And there could be no rapids and it could just be barely moving along. It's practically stagnant, right? If you were to look at it, it doesn't even look like it's moving. But if it were to fucking rain, that river would start racing. It's just stagnant. But it's not a boulder in the middle of the river, which is just immovable. Okay. I feel like whatever you're dealing with or whoever you're dealing with, you're accepting that maybe they are a character in the story who is immovable. They are not meant to change or grow or shift with you at this point in the life story, right? That they will always be the same character in your story. They might be a different character down the road in someone else's story. But so long as you keep them as a character in your story, they will forever be the same, immovable. And you're fucking bored. The Four of Cups with the Eight of Wands. I think you know that this is redundant. It's redundant. It's caused missed opportunities. It's caused missed opportunities. You're really aware. And I think a part of you might still, fingers crossed, want the best for this person, but it's above your pay grade. They're not supposed to change inside your story. If they're going to change, it's going to be outside of your story. The only way they're going to change, if you really love them on a soul level, then it's to let them go completely. So we got the King of Bows with the Two of Coin. King of Bows with the Two of Coin. I think that you're getting yourself tangled up, juggling too much, trying to make everybody happy. You know, we had this conversation when I opened up the live about the energies at play, right? And that loving yourself means loving the people who love you. And that if you're pouring into situations or people that are not reciprocating, then you're literally stunting your own progress. You're halting your own wealth or your own abundance and your own energy, right? You're blocking your heart chakra from receiving. There is nothing... What's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing truly heroic about sacrificing yourself for people who don't give a fuck or wouldn't do the same. There's nothing poetic about it. You don't get brownie points for that. You know what I mean? Like divine brownie points. You don't get that. Like, that's great and all that you were called to be an earth angel for someone for a certain amount of time. But once that story has closed, once you've done all that you could do to continue to perpetuate in it, then you're literally just biting your nose to spite your own face kind of thing. You're not getting, like, the divine doesn't owe you for doing extra. The divine is rather irritated, you know, because it was like, okay, you only needed to love that person to teach them for like a couple years, but you've been dragging it out for 10 now, you know, like, or you were only meant to be in this person's life for a couple months, and then you went and did this and you went and did that, and now you're with them 3 decades later. Like, universe was like, you coulda, shoulda, woulda wrapped that up after a month, 1.5. Like, maybe you were just supposed to influence them and be a positive role model for them or something for them to look forward to or whatever. And then you ended up dating them and having babies and getting married. And now all of a sudden, 30 years later, you know, like, it's that kind of thing. Like, you really weren't supposed to go beyond a certain point with this person. And then it just became super karmic. And it's like, now you're juggling. And you're all tangled up, right? If you look at the snakes, right? The snakes are all tangled up. And you're putting on a show trying to please everybody on both sides. You got to heal and reinvent yourself. You got to take your own path, right? This is the Star card with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is Phoenix energy. For me as a reader, it's very scorpionic. As a matter of fact, this particular deck, if you look at the back side, you could literally see the Phoenix. This is about you healing and walking your own path. I feel like you got plenty of guides and guardians helping you through it. I'm getting this feeling like they're waiting on you. They're waiting on you. I feel like there's more. I can do less and attract more. Yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Okay. That's Mary Poppins. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay. You're doing that enough already. The whole point of this message is to go easier on yourself. Literally, make your life easier on you. Okay. All right, moving forward. We're moving on to secret code name Juniper. Just going to do a quick shuffle on these cards. Juniper is a wonderful, cleansing, purifying plant, by the way. Sometimes people mix it in sage bundles. Juniper is really nice. You can even do juniper berries in certain manifestation, quote unquote, magic. Okay. I call it intending. Intentions. Prayers, it's all the same. Prayers, intention, magic, it's all the same. Okay. So secret code name Juniper. Secret code name Juniper. All right, let's start with the guidance and then get insight as to why. Here we go. I heal the habit of fear, and I embrace the habit of love. I heal the habit of fear and embrace the habit of love. All right, we had that long conversation, that rant that I went on about fear and how fear literally stops all creativity. We, as the authors or the writers of our lives, we're creative, right? Everything we choose or don't choose writes our life story. It creates our experience. So if you're doing things or not doing things from a habit, right, of fear, are you really creating the story that you would love? Right? Think about that. So let's get some insight. Let's get some insight for secret code name Juniper and those who are drawn to it. What's going on? So the whole point is to align you, right? Align you with the wealth of your wildest dreams. Get you in highest manifestation mode. To open your heart chakra, right? Wide open. So that you can receive the manifestation you actually want to receive. It's the whole point of this. Right, so we're healing the habit of fear and embracing the habit of love. Spirit, give me insight for Juniper, please. Got the Ace of Arrows, the Knight of Bows in the reverse. The Five of Arrows in reverse. I love that that card looks like a butterfly too. Especially because it's like the mirroring, right? The mirroring of the two blue images that look like feminine energy with the butterfly wings at their back. I love that. Give me one more and then I'm going to get some clarities. Look at the Page of Bows. Okay. And we've got the Moon. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Arrows, which is the Swan. And then we've got the Four of Vessels or Boredom on top. All right, clarities, please. The Ace of Swords is clarifying the Knight of Bows, and the Three of Swords is clarifying the Ace of Arrows. So we got the Ace of Swords out twice now. The arrows and the Wild Wood Tarot are swords. And we've got the Nine of Wands and the Chariot. And I need one more. And the King of Wands. Got the Queen of Cups on top and the Five of Wands on bottom. All right. With this energy top and bottom, I feel like you're afraid to actually love. I think you're afraid to be the nurturer right now. I think you're highly conflicted about it. I'll put it that way. You're highly conflicted about it. It's almost like this feeling, right? Or this thought that every time you nurture something or every time you invest in something or someone, that it blows up in your face, right? And not wanting to go there or do that because you don't want to experience that. But you're really fucking bored being an ice queen, right? Because the Queen of Arrows or the Queen of Swords is a lot colder than the Queen of Cups. It's rather boring, though. And I think you do want to move forward and kind of close this chapter of feeling cold. So, right, we're healing this habit of fear and embracing a habit of love. And I feel like with this energy, it's really just a matter of healthy boundaries. I think a lot of it has to do with healthy boundaries. The Knight of Bows in the reverse with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you don't want a player. I think you can see someone's bullshittery like from a mile away. Okay, the fox is not that sneaky as far as you're concerned. Okay. And so I feel like if that's the truth, if you can see the Ace of Arrows, right, is the Ace of Swords again, if you can see what's going to break your heart, then you can simply just not choose that. Right? You're not conflicted about that with the Five of Swords in the reverse and the Nine of Wands. Because you've been there, done that before. You've been wounded and you've been through enough. You've been through enough. With the Page of Bows and the Chariot card, I feel like it's kind of like letting yourself have fun and not taking things too serious. And knowing that you're different, right? Knowing that you're different, even if you went out and had fun the same way you used to, even if you did, you're going to be looking at the options out there differently. The sweet talk lines aren't going to work anymore. That just because you bought me a drink doesn't mean I have to fucking talk to you, you know, might be different. Hell, maybe someone would have said, oh, can I buy you a drink? And you would have been like, sure, anytime. And now you're looking at them like, I already feel your energy. No, thank you. I can buy my own. You know, the Moon with the King of Wands. What I don't think you realize is how solid you've become. Because the thing about that Moon card, do you see the bull on it? We're talking about a Moon in Taurus, right? Given that Moon is full of shit. Full as shit, not full of shit. Okay. It's got a bull. And herons. Or cranes, however you want to look at those birds. It's got a lot of them, though. I feel like your clarity allows you to be committed to yourself. I think the illusion that other people would project at you is that you are non-committal because they are non-committal, right? In the mirror of things, they would accuse you of it because you are committal and they're not. And you're in their mirror for a reason. You, in your clarity, are dependable and committed. You can rely on yourself, depend on yourself. You are committed to your highest good and the highest good of anybody you would involve yourself with. But the illusion being cast at you is that you are non-committal or that you're a bitch or an asshole and that you don't want anybody. And that's not true. And true at the same time. You don't want anybody. No, you don't want just anybody. You don't want just anybody. I think it would benefit you to maybe visit some new places. Just be in different environments and around different energy, especially because we have the Chariot here. Like maybe go to a park or something, or as if the weather is nice, like get out in nature, go to a beach or a boardwalk or just somewhere different. Just somewhere different. If you can go to a gym, like just change up the energy. Go to a different cafe for a coffee or something, right? Just do something Instead of going through the drive-through, maybe get out and actually go in. Not because you're going to meet someone there per se, but because you're allowing your energy to shift, right? You're allowing yourself to do different things. And when you get out of redundancy, when you get out of repetitive patterns, when you're physically making the conscious choice to do different things, the universe can also shift its energy, right? It can also shift its energy because you're allowing for the energetic exchange to be different. You're allowing yourself to receive new, right? As above and so below. The divine will match your openness for new. Start with something small, right? Start with something small so you could heal the habit of fear and embrace the habit of love. Okay. Secret code name Juniper. All right. We're going to get into Snowman next. I thought it was such an interesting secret code name to get, especially here in the States going into the warm weather. I'm sure everybody on the Southern Hemisphere is like, oh, yeah, you're about to have summer. Like, you're going into the summer. Good for you. We're going into winter. Bitches. But yeah, I got the secret code name Snowman. I'm kind of curious. Because snowmen are only meant to stick around while the environmental conditions allow. And then they're gone, right? So it's very brief. It's very brief. Should probably mark that timestamp down. All right. So secret code name Snowman, and those who would be drawn to it. We got wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. Wish them nothing but the best, no matter who they are. Mean it sincerely. Want more for them, more than they would even want for themselves. Wish them the best. You know, words talking about super attractor energy, right? That's from this deck. That card is from this deck. Okay. Talking about super attractor energy. The words we speak are spells. Our words are powerful. This is why I say prayer, intention, quote unquote, magic. It's all the same. It's all words. It's all spells. People who wish the fall of another are only wishing it on themselves. People who wish for the disaster or the chaos or the poverty of other people and wish they lose it all, wish they die, wish they whatever. They're only wishing it on themselves. People that cast ill words out do not realize truly that they are casting it at themselves. When you wish, like for example, when someone wishes death on someone else, what they're wishing for themselves, what they don't realize that they're wishing for themselves is what is essentially an ego death, that they will be humbled. I hope they fucking die, right? People be like, oh my God, I hope they fucking die. Well, what's going to happen? They're going to get grossly humbled. And the more they focus on that person's downfall, the chances are the more they're going to rise, because they're just feeding their own energy, draining their own energy. Well, where's their energy going? It's going to the person they're focusing on. So what happens? The person they're wishing ill on ends up having all of this energy fed their way. They're booming, right? Their energy is booming. They're manifesting. They're having all of this energy sent their way. And who gets fucking humbled and goes through an ego death? It's the way energy works. It flows that way. That's why I say, God bless my haters. I'm thriving because of you. Thank you. You know, it's like, make sure that no matter who they are, that you sincerely wish for their healing. Wish for their healing, wish for their highest good, wish that they find their happiness, wish that they find their peace. Wish that they go through whatever healing process they need to go through in order to be the best version of themselves. Because that's what this is, right? Wanting more for others puts me into an energy of abundance. When you wish nothing but the best for other people, you are wishing the best for yourself. And when you wish the best for other people, you let it go. Why? Because your energy is not focused on them. You're not draining your energy into them. You really can't be bothered. Like, they're not in my life. I accept it. I wish them nothing but the best, but I can't involve myself with them, right? You can't involve yourself with their energy. I hope they find their peace. I wish they find their happiness. I pray for them. Everybody deserves to experience peace and happiness and stability and feeling secure and loved. Everybody deserves that. Especially the worst of us, because we probably went through the worst beginnings and it affected us in the worst ways. So you wish them nothing but the best and you let it go and focus your energy back on yourself. That's where abundance comes from. Wish them nothing but the best, want nothing but the best for them, and just let them go. Let the universe hug them and love their spirit. Right? That's the focus that's going to align you with this open heart chakra receiving energy. So let's see. Insight, please, Spirit, for Snowman. You know, maybe these people, right? Secret code name Snowman. Maybe these people who were fucking cold, right? They're like inanimate. They're not even human, right? They look human, but they're not, right? They're ice cold and they're only around while the environment, the energetic environment, allows them to be around. They were never meant to be permanent, right? These are just snowmen people in your life. Yeah, they have eyes and a nose and a mouth and arms and a body and a head, but they're not human. They're ice cold and they're only temporary. They're only in your story temporary. So wish them wonderful greatness. Wish them anything that you would want for yourself, because that's exactly what you're going to end up doing. You're going to wish exactly that for yourself. In sincerity, wishing it for someone else. Hold nothing but gratitude for them. Super attractor. Insight, please, for Snowman and those who would resonate to the secret code name. We got the Page of Cups in the reverse. We got the King of Bows. We got the Six of Cups in the reverse. We've got the King of Cups in the reverse. Give me one more. My deck is upright, guys. All the cards in here are upright. They're flying out reverse. Give me one more. And the Archer, which is the Chariot. We got the Three of Vessels on the bottom. And the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit, on top. Let's get some clarities. Clarify the Page of Cups reversed. Got the Queen of Wands reversed and back face. Clarify the King of Bows, who is the counterpart to the Queen of Wands. We've got the Hierophant. Back face. Clarify the Six of Cups in the reverse. We've got Temperance back face and the Three of Coin. Clarify the King of Vessels in reverse. They got abandonment wounds. They don't realize how they push people away. Clarify the Chariot. We got the Page of Cups out twice. Okay. Got the Four of Wands on top and the Two of Wands on the bottom. All right. The Hierophant. I've been having revelations concerning Chiron. And I have become aware that when we have certain things blow up our Chirons, we fall into this martyr energy, right? Like if someone has a Jupiter placement and their Jupiter placement synchronistically, synastry wise lines up with your Chiron is going to martyr the fuck out of yourself for said person. If someone has rising energy, right, that their ascendant is on your Chiron, they will actually teach you how to get out of Chiron energy, how to get out of that martyr energy. The lesson, they will rise, right, help you rise out of that. The Hierophant is Chiron. Okay. Matter of fact, in a couple different decks that I own, the Hierophant is in fact Chiron. One of them is the vendor deck. The Hierophant is Chiron. And then the Mythic Tarot, the Hierophant is Chiron. This is the Mythic Tarot. Okay. Chiron is the fucking key. It is a 50-year cycle, which is why when people are around 50 years old, give or take about 6 years before and after they're going through a midlife crisis, Chiron return. Whatever you didn't heal before, you're going to fucking heal it when Chiron returns. Okay? Chiron. I feel like you have already learned a lesson with Chiron. It was probably extremely painful with these two cards. The King of Bows and the Hierophant in the back face. The Tetragrammaton on the back of his chair, the throne that he sits. Okay. Is protection. The inner child is sitting there holding the key. And we've got the fertility goddess there with the apple. Chiron. I feel like you've learned through what was exceptionally painful that some people are just not fucking sorry and they will turn their back and they'll turn it with a fucking fire and hope you burn on the way out. Unapologetic assholes. I think you've dealt with people that you felt extremely connected to, right? We've got this Four of Wands on the bottom, feeling like there was tons of potential in the future with the Two of Wands, right? And then we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. It's the reunion card in the reverse. These are sacred soulmates from past lives sent to help you alchemize, right? Temperance with the 3 of coins. This was a soul contract to keep you essentially off that hanged man energy, which is what the temperance angel is looking at. She's looking at the hanged man's gallows. I've got the eagle and the lion there. These were soul contracts who were pushing you to see things from a different perspective. It just so happened to be extremely painful. You know, there's a story about Chiron, because Chiron was gifted immortality. And I believe, especially because, right, the archer is here. I was just listening to this, right? Because at my job, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent, okay? At my job, I sit there all day as a fabricator and I grind on metal. And I keep an earbud in one ear and listen to YouTube, right? Different things on YouTube. And I was literally listening to like a 6-hour breakdown of Greek mythology the other day. And it was talking about the story of Hercules. I believe it was Hercules and the 12 different things that he had to do, right? The 12 tasks or whatever that he had to do. And one of them, he ended up with this poison for his arrows, okay? And Chiron was his teacher. Chiron was his teacher. Taught him archery. And at some point, he ends up with the centaurs and completely fucks up. Okay. And ends up in a battle with all the fucking centaurs. And accidentally shoots Chiron with this poison-tipped arrow, which causes Chiron an extreme amount of fucking pain. And he's immortal, so he can't die. Where all the other centaurs were dying from these poisoned arrows, Chiron was just suffering. And of course, he felt horrible, but there was nothing he could do about it. At some point, right, because Chiron, we give a great deal and suffer a great deal, right? Because had Chiron not taught him how to be such a good fucking archer, he might have missed. But he taught him what was essentially used against him. Chiron also, the character, and I forget his name now because I literally took in like a fuck ton of information at once. I'll have to listen to it again. The character that is tied to the rock and has his liver pecked out every day by some eagle or whatever. Chiron actually took his place. Was it Ajax? He was the one that gave fire to humans. Okay, he stole the fire from Olympus and gave it to humans. And Zeus punished him because Zeus was in the middle of punishing humanity. And I believe it was Ajax took pity on humanity and gave them fire back. Okay. Chiron took pity and mercy on this character and traded places with him. And said, I will take your place and I will stand here every day and have my liver pecked out so that you can be free of this. And Zeus allowed Chiron to take his place. So because Chiron didn't feel it was fair, right? Chiron didn't feel it was fair that he was being punished for saving humanity. And so Chiron took his place. Chiron's the martyr. Chiron is the martyr. Will put himself in situations where he's under a lot of suffering. And for what? Why? And anytime Chiron helps somebody, it literally gets thrown back at them. And it comes a lot from maternal wounds because Chiron's mother completely fucking shunned him. Literally discarded him and threw him out, abandoned him. So Chiron energy comes from maternal wounds. Okay? Now I'm coming full circle with it. Chiron wounds come from maternal energy, maternal wounding that we take on. And all we want is to be loved and approved of. And we martyr ourselves for it. We go above and beyond for nothing. For nothing. And they'll say, well, it's not completely for nothing because wisdom is gained and, you know, some balance is restored, and that's relative. Okay. Chiron went through fucking hell. Went through hell. Gained a fuck ton of wisdom, but went through hell. And we all have Chiron in our chart. Dealing with people who put the sun on it, who put the moon on it, who put Jupiter on it. Like, it's going to blow up your Chiron energy. You got to watch who you're connecting to. Because if you don't know your chart and they don't know their chart or your chart, you guys don't know what the fuck is going on, but you feel like these crazy butterflies, like Halsey said it, like the butterflies are the warning signs, right? When you feel those butterflies and all you want to do is impress this person and all you want to do is give to them and all you want to do is be approved by them and loved by them. That's all you want to do is everything for them. I'm telling you right now, you're in a toxic twin flame dynamic that you need to get the fuck out of and call it for what it is. They're blowing up your fucking Chiron. That's all that is. It's just the cosmic energies aligning in such a way that you are martyring the shit out of yourself. It is nothing, it is absolutely nothing special. It is literally going to give you a fuck ton of wisdom in exchange for a lot of fucking pain. That's what the cycle is. They're Chiron lessons. Secret code name Snowman went through a lot of them. Or at least one strong enough and significant enough that this reading would be about it. They're a fucking third party. A third party, right? We're looking at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Cups that you completely poured the fuck out to, and they were the fucking devil. They were the fucking devil. Literally. Only to leave you alone and in your dark night. That's all they did. They just sent you into your dark night. I think you realized very quickly that these people don't actually fucking care. King of Vessels in reverse doesn't give any emotional fucks whatsoever. They got abandonment wounds. They're not attached. They're afraid to get attached. They won't let themselves get attached because they're afraid of getting hurt. They're afraid of getting left. So they don't let themselves get committed. They don't let themselves love. They don't let themselves give. They tend to be emotionally fucking ruthless. And then they wonder why people leave and perpetuate this abandonment wound. You've got to move forward with compassion and wish them nothing but the best. Literally. You've got to move forward with compassion. The Archer is the Chariot. You've got to be able to move forward with compassion and wish them nothing but the best. And if you found yourself in situations like that, where it was the other way around, and you were blowing up someone else's Chiron, and they were giving for you and doing for you, and you really were just like, thanks, but not reciprocal. You were letting someone just martyr themselves and pour for nothing. Like you might owe an apology. But to be fair, if you open up doors with that person, they're gonna want to continue to, they're gonna accept your apology and they're gonna want to let's try and be friends. They're gonna start all over again. Your chart will always pop their Chiron off and you will always hurt them. It'll just happen that way. It's unfortunate, but it's a cosmic fucking thing that happens. Like, there are certain people I will not reconnect with for that reason. Because I blew up their Chiron energy. But I didn't feel the need to reciprocate. I didn't want to reciprocate. I wasn't guided to either. It was their lesson. Right? Their lesson. Give to people who give to you. Reciprocity. Don't just pour to somebody who hasn't fucking earned it or continues to earn it. That's like seeing someone for the first time and be like, oh my God, I'm going to marry that person. They're my person. You don't even fucking know them. Why would you want to give your whole life to someone you don't fucking know? Did they earn your love? Have they been supportive to you? Have they had your back through thick and thin? Have they earned a fucking ring? Have they earned you as a life partner? Have they showed their worth? You just met them for the first fucking time? And you want to give them everything? Say hello to your Chiron energy. It's just Chiron being blown up by something in their chart. Wish them nothing but the best. Thank them for the wisdom and move along as fast as you can. Move along as fast as you can. You want to align with abundance. You want to align with wealth. Wish them nothing but the best. They were just a contract to help you get unstuck. And they serve their purpose. If you're sitting here listening to this and you resonated to Snowman, then they did their job. They fulfilled the contract. They blew up your Chiron energy. You martyred the shit out of yourself for it. And you learned not to do that anymore. They did their job. Show them gratitude. Wish them the best. Wish them nothing but the best. The next time someone starts giving to you and giving to you and giving to you and you really don't feel guided to reciprocate and you really don't want to, just be really honest with them. Like, please don't let them pour. Please don't let them martyr themselves. If they're going to meet somebody else and martyr themselves, that's on them. But you don't have to be that person who uses them. You want to create positive energy? Don't allow someone to hang on the cross for you. Okay. Okay. Like, you can let them know you appreciate it, but you really can't return the energy. Whatever they want to be in their mind, it's just not like that. And you're sorry, but you got to be honest, because you don't actually want to use them. You don't actually want to hurt them, and that's exactly what you'll do. You want to create positive energy. Be honest. All right. Secret code name Avalanche. Secret code name Avalanche. Quick shuffle on this. All right. What is the focus, please, Spirit? What is the guidance for secret codename Avalanche and those who would be drawn to it? To be fair, when I saw the secret codename in my mind's eye, there was like a dude on skis, like completely running the energy of this avalanche, like momentum through the fucking roof, just riding this avalanche, which I would never recommend in real life, but it was really interesting to see that as an energy. So we got manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. AKA doing as you're guided. The creative process is aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates your spirit. It's doing as you're guided. You don't always have to know why, but it literally is like riding the avalanche, right? If the divine universe of things, spirit's energy is the avalanche, you could literally ride that in all of its momentum. The universe allowing you to do as you're guided creates huge momentum. Huge. So let's get some insight. Let's get some insight. Because I love this. Let's see. Insight, please, Spirit, for secret codename Avalanche. And those who would be drawn to it. We get the Page of Stones in the reverse. Lynx energy. We've got the Seven of Stones. Healing. Oh. We've got the King of Stones, the Guardian, which is the Devil in reverse, and the Great Bear, which is Judgment in the reverse. 4 reversals. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Bows. Bottom of the deck is the Mirror, which is the Hierophant. I mean, the Hanged Man. In this deck, it's called the Mirror. All right. Clarities, please. Page of Stones reverse is clarified by the World in the back face. Seven of Stones is clarified by the Nine of Swords. King of Stones reverse, Wolf, is clarified by the Nine of Wands in the back face. The Devil is clarified by the Hierophant, both reverse, right? And then we've got Judgment reversed, clarified by Justice. Lots of major arcana. Lots. We've got the Queen of Swords, back face on top, and the Two of Swords on bottom. All right. I feel that a part of you is pissed or bitter that you're doing everything on your own. Like, your feet are to the fire and you're the one making it happen. You're the one facing the storm. You're the one doing the healing. You're the one doing, You know, the letting go of things that are valuable. You're the one listening to your intuition. You're the one healing. And you're like, why the fuck isn't everybody else doing it? Like, you feel like you're the only one doing all this work. The reality with the mirror is they're all doing the work. Just you're conscious of it, which is the difference. You're conscious of it. You're conscious of your connection with the divine. And you know that the divine is leading you to victory because you're conscious of it, because you're in flow. I think it annoys you that other people are in this woe is me type energy, and you're like, take ownership of your life. Be sovereign. Don't let other people's energy bother you. And yet everybody else is letting everybody else's energy bother them, and it's bothering you. Right? It's almost like having to digress and be like, you know what? That's their fucking journey. They're all healing in their own time. I'm going to continue doing me. Right? Because I feel like the more you focus on the fact that everybody else is stuck, you'll end up stuck. The Page of Stones reverse with the World in the back face. I think you are closing the book on eating your own tail, right? That Ouroboros energy. And I don't think you're putting yourself in a position to give people the opportunity to get out of it with you. I think you might have tried to give opportunities for people before. Like, hey, I'm healing and I'm doing great. Come with me. Do it with me. Let's get out of that energy together, right? Trying to be supportive for other people. But I think the more that you tried to do that, the more they just continued to eat their own tail or slowed you down. Yeah, the Seven of Stones, healing with the Nine of Swords. Their demons are becoming your demons. Their shadows would start to become a permanent fixture in the room. Trying to heal the minds of other people, right? You've got this wicked, awesome heart space. Trying to heal the minds of other people, but it's only trapping your own mind because you can't wake them up, right? You can pray for them to wake up, but you can't wake them up. And it's giving you anxiety having to leave people behind. Yeah, the King of Stones or Wolf, which is loyalty in the reverse with the Nine of Wands in the back face. You realize that their heart is just pulling you into a cave. Your loyalty to them is just pulling you into a dark space. And when you realize that, really, Chiron energy twice, because the Nine of Wands is the minor arcana. Chiron's minor arcana. And the Hierophant is the major arcana. We've got the Hierophant with the Devil. 5 and 15. I think you've released the Devil. But what you're having a hard time doing is learning the lesson. You've released your own devil, but you haven't completely received or put action in the lesson. Like, you know the importance of sovereignty and not letting other people affect your energy, but the actual real world physical application of it means literally detaching from them in the physical world and ending what is essentially loyalty to something that is holding you and your energy and your manifestation back. You're withholding judgment that would bring it to justice. You're withholding judgment. Or you're afraid of feeling like you're judging them by leaving them. But you're not. It's just justice. It's just fair. You know, the thing about justice is, like, people get all scared from the Death card and they get all scared about the Ten of Swords, when really, I think the Star card and the Justice card are probably the two actual scariest cards in the deck. Because healing is not sunshine and rainbows. Matter of fact, going through a healing process fucking hurts. And justice means shit is fucking fair. And sometimes When we choose our own energy, when we choose not to elevate, what's fair is fair. Spirit's like, you had the opportunity to elevate. I gave you the opportunity to move on from these fucking people that are holding you back. I gave you the chance to let go. Matter of fact, I gave you multiple chances to let go. You done knew you had to let this person go. This person's not coming with you. They're not elevating with you. You've been done known it. What's fair is fair. Now you're missing opportunities. Now you're falling on your face in whatever energy you're in. Banking on this person, falling behind. What's fair is fair. The Justice and the Healing card, to be completely fucking fair, are probably the most intimidating cards in the tarot. Because it's not sunshine and rainbows, and fair is fucking fair, and you've got to face fair no matter what that means. You're either in alignment or you're not, and 99% is not 100. 99% is not 100. Universe is like, are they listening to their intuition or are they not? Are they trying to control the situation or are they not? Because you either are or you aren't. There is no gray. You're either listening to your intuition or you're not. It's like you're either lying or you're not. If you're not listening to your intuition, then you're lying to yourself, right? If you're not listening to your intuition, then you're lying to yourself. You're either in alignment or you're not. And I think that this is Spirit saying, you know, you want to co-create with the universe. You want to manifest, right? Wealth of your wildest dreams. Wealth, right? A wealth of love, a wealth of money, a wealth of fill in the blank. You want the wealth of your wildest dreams, and I need you in alignment. Spirit said, I need you in alignment. I'll gladly give you the wealth of your wildest dreams. I'll gladly give it to you. But I need you to reverse, like flip. I need you to flip. Get out of loyalty to wounded people. Get out of this energy of waking up people who are dead set on sleeping. They ain't waking up. Not right now. You're only going to miss opportunities waiting on them. Spirit's like, you're missing the train. You're missing the train that's going to help you catch the ship. You're going to miss the ship if you miss the train. The next one don't come for 15 years. Like, get on the train. Like, these alignments only move so often. You know what I mean? Like, Jupiter is in fucking Taurus now. This energy is big. Jupiter is big energy. Big abundance. It's asking you in challenge, right? In challenge to both Pluto and Mars in Cancer, which is pulling on fucking heartstrings. Mars in Cancer is emotional warfare. Playing on your emotions. The dark energy of the underworld is playing on your emotions, trying to keep you stuck. Trying to keep you distracted. Feel bad for me. Do for me. Stay with me. Don't leave me. Be my rock. But like, listen, I would love to be your rock. But you got to be your own rock first. You got to be your own rock. I'll always be your rock right here. But I can't actually physically commit myself to being your rock because I'm more than just a rock. I'm more than just a rock. You're doing everything by yourself, right? That's the burdensome feeling. And a part of you probably wants to lash out and speak some crazy truth, cutting truth to people. And that's fine. But it's only going to propel you away from those people in a way that you might not want to do it. There might be a nicer way to do it. Spirit's pushing you to let them go. So one way or another, you either got to choose it of your own accord and do it in a way that you could feel good about yourself doing, or the universe is going to prompt you to cut. And you're going to have to forgive yourself later for pushing yourself to that extreme when you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to cut. You could have just simply untied it. You didn't have to cut it. You just untie it. Stop being attached to it. Right. So lots of major arcana. I feel like you're learning lessons on letting people heal at their own pace, because I think your pace is faster than theirs. And that's okay, because just knowing you and them witnessing you in your life is enough to set the ball rolling for them. You just got to be able to do it. You just got to be able to do you and let the avalanche take you full speed, full power, full momentum. Let the divine carry you wherever you need to be. Alrighty. That was secret code name Avalanche. And now, last but not least, we're going to get into secret code name Swan Song. Secret code name Swan Song. And what's interesting, I know there's the Led Zeppelin Swan Song, but I specifically heard the Lana Del Rey version of Swan Song. So if you're inclined after the reading, go listen to Lana Del Rey Swan Song. You might want to come back and listen to the message after, but I'm sure if you YouTube it. Matter of fact, I mean, confirm it's actually called Swan Song, because it was definitely her version and it's Swan Song. So let's see. I'm going to look it up real quick. Lana Del Rey Swan Song. Yeah, it's called Swan Song. They got lyric videos. Okay. So you can look it up. All right. Here we go, Spirit. Swan Song. Ooh, that card almost flew. We got two out, though. The first reading actually have Power of Love cards. All the other ones got the Super Attractor ones. So we got two Remember cards. We got Trust and Purpose. Powerful cards. Because remember, you have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. That's trusting spirit. Right? Spirit and you are not separate. Trusting your intuition is trusting spirit. And then we have, remember, you possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. You can listen to your intuition. You can acknowledge it, trust it, act on it, right? Dedication. Determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Consciously, everything that we see in this world is conscious. Everything we see that was a choice made by someone somewhere is consciousness. It's the conscious world. It's the waking world. The world that we see is the conscious. So when you consciously demonstrate love, you are bringing out your intuitive nudges into the reality. You're acting, literally acting on your intuition. Acting on spirit, purpose and trust, right? Purpose and trust. Swan Song. Let's get some insight. Let's get some insight. Fucking trust your gut, yo. Trust it. Trust it. There is a difference between fear and danger or dread. If you feel fear, you can override it. But if something feels off, that's that danger, dread feeling. That's your intuition. If something feels off, even just a little bit, right? 99% is not 100. Something feels off just a little bit. The answer is no. You either need more information first, or there is a completely different direction to go in. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Sometimes what we want and what we're being intuitively guided to are in complete odds with each other. Sometimes we want what we want, but our intuition's like, something's not right, something's not right, something's off, something's off. Like an example would be really wanting like a $300 purse, and you've got it. You could buy a $300 purse, but something's in you. It's telling you like, don't get that purse though. And your head's like, why not? I want it. I can afford it. I could do it. I want to get the purse. And something's in your intuition's like, don't though. And if you do it anyway, either the purse fucking breaks, or it gets stolen, or it gets fucking crazy dirty super fast. And you feel like you wasted your money. Or you end up having some crazy bill come in and you're like, holy shit, I wish I didn't buy that bag because I would have had money for this emergency that popped up. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why we are guided to what we're guided to. And we don't have to understand it. We just have to trust it, right? We just have to trust it. Insight, please. Secret code name Swan Song. Got the 9 of Stones in the reverse. What's up with all this reversals from this deck? I've literally been putting them back in upright this entire fucking night. All my cards go in my decks upright. Because if they come out in reverse, I leave them that way. But all my cards in my deck are upright. I'm getting all these crazy reversals. 9 of Stones is the 9 of Coins reversed. We have the Ace of Arrows reversed. What else? The 8 of Bows. It's the 8 of Wands. The King of Arrows. It's the King of Swords. That's Hawk. And one more. And the Stag. Card number 8, which is Strength. We've got the Hooded Man, which is the Hermit on bottom. And the 2 of Arrows or the 2 of Swords, Injustice, on top. Okay. Let's get some clarities. Clarify the 9 of Stones in reverse. We got the Sun in the back face. Clarify the Ace of Swords. We got the Strength card in the back face. And the 8 of Bows is clarified by the Page of Coins in the back face. I say back face because the vice versa tarot has 2 faces, 2 sides. The Knight of Arrows is clarified by the Lover's card in the reverse. And then the Strength card is clarified by the 7 of Coins in the reverse. And yeah, the back face. We've got the Knight of Swords on top. And the 6 of Coins on bottom. All right, listen. I feel like with the 2 of Arrows being Injustice on the top and the 6 of Coins on the other top, the way this faces, you can see the 6 of Coins is much larger than the reality. And it doesn't look happy about it because being larger than life is not a part of life. Right? It's not like this space where it's this dawning, right? It's this nighttime energy. And he's standing over the town like he wants to be a part of it, but he's too big for it. And there's this injustice here. And I feel like there's this need or reminder that sometimes, especially because it's masculine energy, it's the mind, it's the ego of the self. Be careful not to put yourself in a situation where you don't actually fit in. Because if you come off bigger, I feel like you're not actually going to be able to participate in life. Do you understand what I mean? Especially in the realm of finances, make sure that you do what fits. What fits for you. Like a great example, and you could take it as it resonates. Like I bought a car that I knew I could afford to maintain. Right? I could afford to maintain it. I could have gotten a car that would have cost me an extra $150 a month. They told me I could afford it, but I didn't want to extend myself too close to my limits because then I wouldn't be able to enjoy life. That extra $150, I take my son out to dinner. I didn't want to sacrifice life for something that would have been too much, even though it wasn't. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Make sure that whatever you manifest in your life, like trust your intuition. If something's saying like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't. There's a reason why. Because you'll be able to live more. Live fuller. If you stay at the appropriate size. Right. You don't want your ego to be too big to where you end up in a life that you don't fit. And you can't live it. That would be an injustice. Put you in a rock and a hard place position, right? The Two of Arrows is the Two of Swords. Like if you want the quote unquote wealth of your wildest dreams, wealth is not always money. You can have a wealth of love. You can have a wealth of experience. You can have a wealth of knowledge. You can have a wealth of fill in the blank. I think Spirit is asking you what is more important. Because in this case, I think it's a wealth of experience. The Nine of Stones reversed with the Sun card in this face. I think any attempts you make to not be single right now, because the Nine of Stones can sometimes represent someone who's super single. I think any attempts you make right now to not be single, you're going to be hitting walls. Okay. I think you're going to hit walls. Because I think you're denying some kind of truth with the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Strength card in the back face. Because you're literally facing your demons right now. And you might not realize it because, like, Ace of Swords reverse is a denial of the truth. It's almost like sticking a knife in it. It's done. Like, you're facing your demons right now. And I think your intuition is telling you, like, this is a fresh start. This is a fresh start. You got a cornucopia right there, right? The cornucopia gave you this opportunity. Like, the universe is kind of letting you know, like, please don't make the wrong choice, because the Lover's card in the reverse, the Lover's card was originally the choice card. And if you make a cold decision instead of a soul felt decision, you're going to end up making the wrong choice, because the King of Swords is cold. It makes sense logically. It's possible. Kind of what I said about, like, me buying a car. Like, it makes sense. It's possible. The credit people say that I can afford a $700 a month payment. I can afford it, but I don't fucking want to pay $700 a month for a car. No, thank you. I can. Like, the King of Swords would say you can, but is it the right choice? I ended up getting a fully loaded car in my price range because I waited. I was patient. So, and maybe you'll find everything you want if you're just patient. Like, if you follow your intuition and it's saying, no, something's not right about this one. No, I don't know. I don't really like it. Something in here is holding you back. Like, just wait then. Because whatever needs to come into alignment, you'll get everything you want, period. You'll get everything you want, period. It won't be too big for you. You won't have to deny the experience of life. You know what I mean? You'll be able to do all of it if you just wait and listen to your intuition for when your intuition says, fuck yes, perfect. 100% green light. Nothing in me is saying no right now. Nothing's holding me back. It's the easiest choice I've made. Super easy choice. Fuck yeah. Right? Because if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no. Not now, not today. No. If it's not a fuck yeah, if it's not a super easy choice to make, then you should probably hold off until something is. That Strength card with the 7 of coin. You decide how abundant your tree is. Trees are indicative of family. Your family is only as strong as you are. And if you're stressed out, you're not strong. You're stressed out. This is having like a wealth of presence, a wealth of experience. I don't think you'll regret it. You listen to your intuition. I don't think you'll regret your intuition at all. I think that's impossible. Spirit guide you. But I do think you need to trust, right? Trust and purpose. The universe has a reason for everything. The universe has a reason for everything. For everything it guides you to and for everything it tells you, please don't. Please wait. Please hold off. Not that. Trust. Okay. And that wraps up the readings. So I love you all. I have faith that you will be able to utilize the messages in here in divine time whenever they catch you. And to my beautiful divine rebel diamonds, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.